A while back, I saw a pretty scary video of a baseball fan plummeting 2 stories onto the field during a game. And I assumed he either passed away from that or was like paralyzed. And I didn't hear any updates or anything for a little while, so I had forgotten about that even happening until today, where the first video that got recommended to me from this benevolent algorithm is a follow-up to that from a day ago. It's like the algorithm mind freaked me, just jacked into my fucking cerebral cortex and knew that I never got closure on that, so it wanted to provide it for me so I would, finally know exactly what happened to this guy.
It's the terrifying tumble from the outfield stands. A baseball fan plunges 2 stories down to the outfield track.
Someone must have fallen. They have emergency crews in right center field right now.
The game comes to a stop. The players in disbelief, some down on bended knee, praying as the fan is carted off on a stretcher. Now, that fan is breaking his silence for the first time, speaking exclusively to Inside Edition.
The title of the video spoiled it, but the fan he's alive and walking. I thought for sure, watching that fall, if he didn't die from it, he would be in a wheelchair, like doing interviews in a wheelchair. But he's not. He's up walking around. He did suffer extensive injuries, but it seems like he's doing a lot better, and hopefully it won't be like permanent, life-changing, down-the-road, debilitating injuries. Even the fact that he is up and moving around like this is unbelievable, considering the fall he took and landing on his head. It looks like he lands directly on his neck and then just kind of like folds like origami on the ground there. That's a miracle, because that footage that's horrifying. That man ragdolls like it's fucking Killer Bean, and he hits the ground hard. He even bounces up off the ground a little bit, like that scene from iCarly with Gibby going from the fucking top turnbuckle of the set, blasting his belly off the concrete, which, by the way, was a real stuntman who actually got seriously injured doing that. It is crazy that he is just tanking that. Like, he just fucking took that on the chin. He ate that, and now he looks like he is on the road to recovery and will hopefully not be having any permanent lasting effects from it. I was so surprised, and pleasantly surprised, to see that.
What's it like for you to watch this?
I don't know how I'm alive.
Kevin Markwood's injuries were staggering. A broken back, a broken neck, a punctured lung, and every rib also broken.
I wake up with pain every day. My arm, I can't feel my 2 fingers still. I'm doing better than what I was, that's for sure.
So, what happened? Kevin says he jumped up out of his seat and got excited about a play in the game, but when he came down, he landed awkwardly on this railing, careening off of it and falling headfirst 21 feet onto the field. You almost do 2 full flips.
He's right, he does almost do 2 full flips. More like aerial cartwheels, but semantics, we're not here to talk about, trapeze acrobatics here, aerial maneuvers or anything. But yeah, it is a devastating fall. And like I said, he did have extensive injuries, and he is saying he does wake up with pain, but it's getting better. And those injuries that he's listing, those seem like things that he will be able to make a recovery from. And just the fact he's up walking, able to do these interviews, and just a cast on his arm is nothing shy of miraculous.
Yeah, that was bad.
This is the first time Kevin's been back to Pittsburgh's PNC Park since his harrowing fall. Kevin was at the game with his girlfriend and another buddy. Although Kevin was only 20 years old at the time and underage, he says his buddy bought him some beers that night. Now, the fall was ruled accidental, but his friend has been charged with supplying alcohol to a minor. Look, you can see his concerned buddy climb down to the outfield wall and jump off to check on Kevin.
I feel terrible because it wasn't his fault.
According to this police report, Kevin's girlfriend told detectives he only drank 2 beers before that fateful fall.
2 beers? Are we sure about that? Is that the accurate number of brewskis consumed this evening? I'm no super sleuth. I'm not, fucking hired private eye detective here, but he is shirt off, jumping up and down in the stands here. Something tells me probably a little more than 2 beers. If I had $1 for every time I heard someone say 2 beers when it comes to how much alcohol was drank before something happened, I would actually have close to like $1 billion by this point. 2 beers has to be one of the most commonly uttered statements in human history. Now, Cavan's friend, who spent probably close to $500 on those 2 beers for him, he did get slapped a bit. He got in some trouble here for supplying Cavan with those beverages since he wasn't 21. But I have to imagine that overall he feels relieved that Cavan not only survived such a freak fall like that, but also that he will be able to walk, like move on from this. Because it does seem like he cares about Cavan. Like he jumped onto the field after him to check on him. Like it seems like he very much was concerned, does care. So even though he himself did get into some doo-doo from all of this, I imagine he's probably just feeling relieved that Cavan survived this.
This had nothing to do with drinking.
Nah.
This was just an accident.
Right. Tragic accident.
As for going out to the ball game again, he says next time he definitely won't sit so high up in the stands.
I hate to be, ye old Ebenezer Scrooge here, but I'm going to have to throw a flag on the play on this one as well. I'm going to have to challenge this. Are we sure drinking had nothing to do with what happened here? I have a sneaking suspicion it might have. I just feel like if alcohol wasn't involved, shirt probably would have been on, and probably wouldn't have been jumping around like he was on an invisible pogo stick. That just has all the telltale signs of being a little sloshed. He grabs that railing and then does that big jump, like he jumps on it. It reminds me of those wacky trampoline fitness courses where you have a bunch of people like holding a rail and jumping up and down crazy style on the trampoline. I just feel like, I think maybe the drinking did have something to do with it. And I also think that him being drunk most likely saved his life. I remember reading that in the events of accidents, the reason a lot of the drunk drivers walk away relatively unharmed is apparently because when the body is in the inebriated state, it doesn't tense up the way that it normally would. So by being all loosey-goosey, it sometimes is able to avoid catastrophic injuries, and in this case, a potentially fatal one. I think by him being drunk and all like loose, he was able to basically survive this and now walk away from it. Anyway, though, I wanted to share this here because I feel like a lot of people saw that video like me and just made the assumption that this guy is probably either dead or, paralyzed. And apparently that's not the case. Inside Edition has this interview with him. He seems to be moving around. He does mention that he still wakes up with pain every day, but that it is trending in the right direction. And it seems like he will, continue on this road to recovery, which is incredible. Actually, just incredible. So the algorithm said, Charles, you didn't get closure on this story. Here you go. It's a happy ending. Well, it's a happier ending than you thought it was. He's alive and he is doing better. So that's pretty cool. Wishing him even more healing and hopefully makes a completely full recovery. That's really about it. See ya.